Mike Johnson is concerned about his House majority. Now he's being deployed to sell the crime narrative and the crackdown on cities, which there was a Quinnipiac poll yesterday showing something like 56% of Americans already disapprove of Trump's actions in DC and deploying the National Guard for this purpose. If he tries with Chicago, these numbers are going to keep getting worse because it's ridiculous and everyone sees it. And despite what Trump may think, people don't like authoritarianism in America. And I still have faith that despite them rigging the rules in this way, that Democrats and independent voters still have like a cultural understanding that we are not about kings and authoritarians and well, maybe fascists, but we don't like that kind of action if it comes home to America. So those numbers, I think, will still keep getting worse for him. But Mike Johnson has to try to change that. Here he is on Fox News this morning, and they played a clip of Gavin Newsom pointing out that, what'd you say?
It's in here.
Yeah, pointing out that crime is higher in Louisiana than in California, and which is Mike Johnson's home state, and he has to deflect a bit.
But he name-dropped you personally yesterday, essentially trying to say that crime is worse in Louisiana than it is in California. Take a listen. We'll get your thoughts.
If he is to invest in crime suppression, I hope the President of the United States would look at the facts. Just consider Speaker Johnson's state and district. Just look at the murder rate. That's nearly 4 times higher than California's in Louisiana.
Have at it.
Again, Gavin Newsom will do anything for attention. He can name drop me all he wants. He needs to go and govern his state and not be engaging in all of this. Look, we have crime in
Can you pause it?
Awesome.
He needs to go govern it. He's not governing his state by pointing out he's doing a better job than your state. Give me a break.
Engaging in all of this criticism of me that is
Yes.
on the same lines as I'm extending on him.
I mean, that critique would have been more valid when the dude was podcasting with Charlie Kirk, but that's when Mike Johnson likes that.
Right.
Yeah, like
Also, the idea that like a name drop, Gavin Newsom has so much more public recognition than Mike. Most people don't know who
Yes.
Mike
Chasing.
Johnson is.
Mike Johnson.
His Pee Wee Herman makeup.
Yeah, go back to worrying about your son's porn intake and maybe like figure out the fact that you don't have a bank account or something like that. I mean, this guy's almost like incognito man by design. He's the most invisible servant of God that we have in Congress, and
Clout chasing.
yeah, like to his credit, he was able to. Chuck Schumer was rolled by him in like the big beautiful bill thing, where he thought that the margins would be so slim in the House that they would be infighting, but Mike Johnson kept basically the whole caucus together
In a way that the Democrats couldn't.
So I'm not trying to say he's ineffective in that way, but as like a speaker on behalf of the Republican Party, I mean, everyone's already falling asleep, but keep going.
But also they're more authoritarian party.
Yeah,
We want to keep with that clip. Or we wanna
well,
go
he
with this?
basically just deflects.
It continues into this next clip.
And so then he had to go on CNN. He was on Good Morning America this morning. They're panicked. He was on Fox News, now making the rounds, and CNN is a little bit more diligent here in pressing him on this point.
Sometimes local governance does not do the job, and the oversight in D.C. is long overdue.
I was going to ask when you might be calling for the National Guard in Shreveport, which is, you have part of your district is Shreveport. The FBI statistics, actually violent crime per 100,000 residents higher in Shreveport last year than Washington, D.C.
Whoopsie.
There's a lot of good work that's been done. There's a lot of reasons for that, but we have a Democrat DA there who has not been prosecuting crime as some other more aggressive DAs have around the country. Soros funded that individual to be elected. But I'll say that it's an urban area that has a lot of problems that are happening around the country, and we have to address it.
So would the Guard help? If the Guard can help in D.C., the President has said he wants to send the Guard to
Wait,
Chicago
wait,
and other
whoa.
places. Why not Shreveport?
Hold
I don't know.
on.
That's not my call.
What is Berman doing with that follow-up?
What the media does, and this is how we got to be the #1 jailer of humanity on earth, the United States of America. because he accepts the premises.
We didn't get to this yesterday, but Brandon Johnson went on Morning Joe. And Joe Scarborough had like 3 or 4 follow-ups about like, would you hire more cops? Like, and Brandon Johnson is going through a list of how violent crime has precipitously dropped, and they want to continue with their community investment efforts and like doing what they've been doing, which has been effective. And yet Scarborough would not let up over and over again. What is this follow-up? What do you mean the National Guard would help with the non-existent problem that you're presenting us? Insanity. Keep going.
I'll say that it's an urban area that has a lot of problems that are happening around the country, and we have to address it.
So would the Guard help? If the Guard can help in D.C., the president has said he wants to send the Guard to Chicago and other places. Why not Shreveport?
I don't know. That's not my call.
Would you
it may
ask
be
him for that?
necessary. Well, I don't know. Let's take one city at a time and see. We have to address the crime problem in any city where it is.
Can you pause
it's a problem like that.
So it's it's just whatever. We're good, but it's just like the right question would be is why are you not calling on the National Guard to go to Shreveport, and why are you like not saying would it help and making the case that they should do that? You should call out the hypocrisy without making a positive case for the National Guard. I know media critique is easy, but it's just like, this is how these fascistic ideas get normalized. When you treat it as ho-hum, this is the idea, the kind of thing we should seriously think about.
All these cities had massively higher crime 20 years ago. I mean, maybe not all of them, Tuti, but the ones that are talked about, like
Yes.
D.C. or Chicago or New York. And it wasn't appropriate to bring in the National Guard then either.
Right.
The things to do with crime are like, we know
Cost
how
of
to
living.
exactly. We know what drives this stuff up. We know what drove it up quickly, and because all those things were exacerbated under COVID.
But they
it's not cops.
It's not. But the point is that they are. It's not cops. It's cost of living. It's people's desperation. You think people want to be criminals in their heart of hearts? Of course, there are people who are like organized criminals, and in fact, many of them are in the Trump administration right now. And they're people who are like the true crooks, abusing society, ransacking it for their own enrichment. But the people that are desperate and are committing crimes like this, and this is not violent crime, but it also has to do with like lack of healthcare services and mental health. And sometimes violent crime leads to like street gang or desperation leads to street gangs and modes of like creating an informal economy because our economy isn't working for those people, and that can lead to violence. That's how this is addressed.
People were stealing detergent
Yes.
for the resale value during COVID. Like this, that's a country failing.
Yeah. And obviously we don't even need to mention this. Violent crime is down nearly 11% compared to 2024 when there was already a precipitous drop in violent crime. So when they talk about crime in cities, it's a way to appeal to a base of white people who are afraid of their own shadow and who feel validated in their like kind of view of liberal degeneracy from suburbia. And it is nothing more than racist dog whistling that should be treated as such in our press, because everything that they're doing around this flies in the face of all of the available data. And they choose to focus on specific cities, often run by black people or predominantly black in blue areas, because they are sending a message, not just to the Nazis, but to their base of support that is fundamentally fairly antisocial and believes that the most important thing that our political system provides them is low taxes on their suburban homes that are walled off from the rest of the hordes that they don't want associated with them unless they're working for them.
Philly, with their progressive DA Larry Krasner, has a notable drop in homicide rate in the lowest, reaching the lowest level in decades, and the largest decline in gun violence among major U.S. cities.
Hey folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.